All right, guys, finally back. 3x to the Lex with one more video. All right, let's get into it. Today is the November 2020 software update for the Arcade Gas 43-inch Retro Plus. So I just got my new updated SD card from the Arcade Gas, and they've made a few additions to the software and games wise, and overall I like the few additions that's been made. So without further ado, let's get to it. First off, Naomi, they've first of all, they fixed Border Down. Border Down is now working. Guilty Gear XX Midnight Carnival is now working. And they've also added Power Stone 1 and Power Stone 2. Now, Power Stone 1 and 2 both work fantastic on this machine. They're both running pretty much at 100%. I don't see too many differences between these versions and the Dreamcast versions, the original Naomi versions, or even the Hyperspin versions. It's a really good version on the Pi here, and it runs really well. It looks great. Power Stone, as I've talked about it before, this is just a fantastic game, man. Both of them. They're like, both games are so different and unique too. This is probably one of the few, and I mean few, fighting game series that came out with more than one version. With sequels, and I actually found myself going back and playing the original because the original game was so different from the sequel that ended up coming out. So, like, overall, it's just a fantastic game. When it came out in the late 90s for Dreamcast, it was just extremely unique. Very unique play style, 3D arenas. Graphics for the time was fantastic. The game still looks great now. For a game over 20 years old, I mean, it's aged incredibly well for a 3D game. A lot of older 3D games at this point look like garbage, but this game is still extremely detailed. Frame rates like that 60. I mean, just a spectacular game, man. Super Bowl. They introduced the gem system, which kind of added tussle to the actual fighting, because you actually had to not only attack the character to deplete the health, but you were also fighting to get the gems to be able to power up and transform, kind of almost Bloody Roar-like. So, long story short, like, I know you guys have probably heard me rave about this game series in the past a whole lot, and I mean, with due reason, man. It's just a fantastic game, extremely unique. It's a fantastic addition to this cabinet, because this cabinet is really, up to this point, have been kind of devoid of actual 3D fighters. I mean, it was a few here and there on the other consoles, but like more modern 3D fighters was really missing. And like, this really kind of helped start to fill the void. Look at that. Bam! Still got it.
Are you ready? Action!
Damn. Look at that. Look at that. Nice count. Anyway, guys, that's Power Stone. I can play that all day. Fantastic game. One of my favorite fighters ever. Alright, now also, Power Stone 2, the sequel, totally different game. They went for a more melee-based style game, almost Smash Brothers-like. I mean, it's still a 3D fighter. I mean, it's up to 4 players now, zoomed out view. Introduced vehicles, way more items, way more weapons. Just extremely cool game.
Welcome to the Power Stone world. Fight for your freedom. Escape from the castle. A solid beginning may lead to a perfect ending. Go for it. An aquatic adventure. Don't forget to take advantage of those subs.
Yeah, this one really went crazy with the stages too, because like the stages became super interactive, and like you could just really like go crazy with this game. It was extremely creative, like tons of weapons, like vehicles, just crazy. Really, this is really more of a side game than a sequel, if you ask me. I'm kind of torn on which one I like better. The first Power Stone felt more like an actual fighting game, and this is like, it just went crazy creative-wise. But I really like this too. It's running fantastic too. Actually, when I heard this game was gonna be added, you know, I was wondering, like, because this is a much more demanding game than the original. So I was wondering, would it have like frame rate dips, or you know, if it would actually like run smooth or not. But this game is running great. Yeah, big variation in the stage changes. Wow, look at that, look at that.
Victory! Try again?
Anyway, that's Power Stone 2. fantastic, and I mean fantastic fighting game, melee game. I mean, it's extremely unique. Nothing else has really come along like this game. It's definitely stood the test of time over the years. And, you know, I mean, the Smash Brothers series has been popular. They've been updating it for a while. And that's a fantastic game. But having a full 3D arena fighting game with constant changing stages, tons of items, there's nothing else like this game, man. To have this game on this cabinet, all 4 players work great. Fantastic addition. Probably the best addition in this update, and just outstanding. Well done. All right, this is Guilty Gear XX, XX, the Midnight Carnival. Yeah, this is fantastic fighting game. This is the update to the original Guilty Gear X, and I remember this game came out back on PlayStation 2 years ago. It's probably been almost, what was it, 18, 19 years ago. This was a fantastic, and I mean fantastic game. For me, this, at the time it released, this was probably the definitive Guilty Gear, to be honest. And it was just done extremely well. Like graphics, it just really went completely over the top with this game. They also updated this game a whole lot over the years, and I believe they probably updated this game probably 5 or 6 times. Sharp reload, slash, accent core plus, tons of updates. My favorite one was the one I'm playing now though, just Guilty Gear XX, the Midnight Carnival. Like, it just, the balance, everything was great. Accent Core was fantastic too, but like a lot of gameplay changes got made, and some of the gameplay changes I didn't really care for. So, but the game runs fantastic. It looks fantastic. It's held up extremely well. The artwork looks great. This game has some insanely cool characters too.
りあれだぜ。
Slash! Look at that, look at that. Anyway, that's Guilty Gear XX, the Midnight Carnival. Fantastic game. Another game I mentioned that was already on here, Gigawing 2. This is fantastic. Definitely check that out. He also was able to get Chaos Field working. Before, this game was not working. It's working now. This is an interesting shooter. I remember this game. I believe I had this back on the GameCube a long time ago, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if it's the same version or not, but it was an interesting shooter. It's more of a boss rush style shooter where you're pretty much dropped off in the certain areas and you're just fighting like specific bosses. It's a good game. It's a good game. So you primarily just fight bosses with this game for the most part. It's a cool shooter, and I believe it's only one player too. Graphics look great for how old this game is. The graphics is like held up outstanding. Yeah, I like you actually get like a health bar and stuff. So this is a fantastic game, man. Bang. All right. Wanted to show you that Chaos Field. When you get your cabinet, definitely check out Chaos Field. Cool game, cool game. Border Down. All right, Border Down, Border Down, Border Down. This is a fantastic shooter here. This particular game was, I believe, co-developed by the people who made Radiant Silvergun, and Ikaruga, which, in my opinion, is probably two of the top 5 shooters ever. 2D shooters ever. So, you know, the pedigree for this game is outstanding. It's a fantastic game. It's definitely unique. It's definitely unique, and it's not a traditional shooter. It's definitely not a traditional shooter. They like kind of drop you in different areas, and they give you a mission, and you go to like actually go complete the mission. So it's not like you're starting off at the beginning and you just blasting through a bunch of enemies, then fight a boss, blast through a bunch of enemies, fight a boss. It's not like that. You choose like what area you want to go to, and like you want to go there, you go there and they give you a mission and you're supposed to like clear a small portion of the stage and a boss. But the game looks fantastic. Like, it's a great looking game. It runs smooth and the gameplay is fantastic. This definitely was an outstanding shooter. I don't believe it ever came out in America. By that time, it was actually out and it released on Dreamcast. Like, the Dreamcast was dead in America by then. And I don't know if they ported this to anything else. I know Ikaruga ended up getting ported to Dreamcast. That's the version I had. And these are originally Naomi Dreamcast games. So I think that's really primarily what the thing was with this game not coming to America. But it's a fantastic shooter. This game is hard as hell. And when you die, you gotta repeat the whole stage. As you can see, that's how you go through the gameplay. So it's a tough game, man, but it's fantastic and it's a ton of fun. So definitely check out Border Down for sure. Now, as for other updates that has happened, on Dreamcast, he re-added CVS 2. As you guys already know, like, this is a fantastic fighting game. Capcom vs. SNK 2, fantastic fighting game here. So definitely check this out. I believe I've given some shine to this already on previous videos, but definitely great fighting game. And it's working great on here too. The controls have been fixed for Ikaruga, so that works and runs good on here. It's a little bit of slowdown on Ikaruga, but it's fine, man. The gameplay is fine, and slowdown actually helps with all the bullets on the screen, so there's no problem on that. Gauntlet Legends has been fixed, is working well, so that's about it for Dreamcast. For Thomas Wave, let me see. For Thomas Wave, Samurai Showdown 6 still isn't working. So other than that, not too much really changed for Thomas Wave, like this update, unfortunately. I would say too, for he also added in the arcade classics area, he also added Run and Gun 1 is now working. Run and Gun 1 and 2 was not working before, which was big omissions in my opinion, but they're working now. So I mean, those are fantastic additions. Like, Run and Gun was, like, you know, one of the GOAT arcade basketball games. Like, probably my favorite. I was a big NBA Jam fan, but Run and Gun was my game. So he got 1 working. I'm going to stay on him about trying to get 2 and some other additions to Arcade Classic. There's a few rather important games that I feel should be added. Armored Warriors, Run and Gun 2, Outrunners, Power Drift. Like, it's missing a few games here and there in the Arcade Classic. Most of the great arcade games are included. So, you know, I won't complain too much, but I like to see those additions to round out the collection. This is a fantastic game, man. I remember. Let's go back in there.
First round.
Yeah, you got to make sure you choose play independently unless you're playing with somebody else, because they got this game centered for 2 different units as the original arcade game was. It was back-to-back television and back-to-back arcade cabs. So, but this game is a ton of fun, man. Look at that. I preference running gun too, but until they get that resolved, I'm cool with this. Look at that. Boom. Damn, they catching oops on me. All right, anyway, that's Running Gun. Fantastic game. Definitely check that out. Other than that, man, what else did they add? Oh, yeah. PlayStation 1. They added the original Guilty Gear. Hey, this is where it all started, man. You know, PlayStation 1. This was a PlayStation 1 exclusive. And, you know, it started here. Most of these fighting games started out in the arcade, but this game actually started out on PS1. And, hey, man, this game, like, really put Arc System Works on the map. And, you know, it just was a fantastic game when it came out. The cool thing about this game, too, is it actually looks better. And the graphics have been upscaled, and it's got rid of the load times. This game, the worst thing about this game in the original PlayStation was the load times were like abysmal. They were like really long, but like this pretty much eliminates the load times. It still plays fantastic. It's still just as fast as the newer games. And the gameplay is like sharp and it's on point. I mean, it's even extremely animated well. I mean, when this game came out, they really made a big deal about how well animated it was for a PS1 game. So, that's Guilty Gear. Fantastic game. Definitely check that out. Anyway, that does it for the update for this November 2020 update for the Arcade Gas 43-inch Retro Plus. So I'll be back soon with more videos. Until then, like, comment, subscribe. 3X to the Lex out, and I'll get you on the next one. Peace.